Tell him what?
Well, tell him I'm quitting. As far as I'm concerned, the farm's the most important thing.
You know we belong together, you and I forever and ever. No matter where you are, you're my guiding star.
This New Year's Day on Thames, watch out for the return of that scourge of blue three-wheelers everywhere. The one and only, Mr. Bean. Join him at the dentist. And on a particularly violent picnic. Catch up with him on Thames this New Year's Day at 8.
Next, Joan Rivers stars as a Beverly Hills housewife who's convinced that her husband is trying to kill her in How to Murder a Millionaire.
When we get a cold, we most likely get a bunged up nose or a sore throat. But all too often we get both together. Double trouble. And that's precisely why lockets have a double action.
On the outside, menthol to help clear your nose and let you breathe more easily. Inside, a liquid center to soothe your throat.
Making you feel altogether human again.
So for double trouble, double action lockets help clear your nose and soothe your throat.
Because you don't like to keep the dog you love waiting for his Caesar, all our cans now come with a new easy open lid.
Hey, Santa, have you heard about Lumpolly's January sale? There's up to £150 off per person.
£150 each? Get away.
Good morning. Your left tasks have taken a nasty knock. Very nasty.
Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Cornflakes.
Will I discuss your case with these young doctors?
Delicious golden flakes of corn encrusted with honey, nuts and brown sugar.
Right, follow me.
Which makes them all together the most irresistible breakfast imaginable. Kellogg's Crunchy Nut Cornflakes. The trouble is, they taste too good.
VP British Sherry, £1.95.
Liquor saving.
Blue Nun Liebfraumilch, £3.19.
Do yourself a favor, be a liquor saver.
Carling Black Label, £2.35. Tropical Bucks Fizz, £1.95.
Do yourself a favor, be a liquor saver.
In Quick Save.
There's milk, glucose, malt, and thick chocolate in a Mars. A dose of even the most effective cough medicine will only work for a few hours. So Beecham have developed cough caps, a capsule that gives up to 8 hours relief. That can mean a complete night's sleep or a cough-free working day without making you drowsy. Beecham cough caps, Up to 8 hours cough relief day or night.
This New Year's Eve on Thames, Peter Falk and Charles Durning are planning a happy new year with an elaborate jewellery heist.
It's uncrackable. The jewelry store, but not the jewelry.
First, get a disguise.
Oh, this manager is made in heaven.
Then time the getaway.
Point number 5, 55 seconds, Marina Guard. That's 325. That beats any alarm system. Good. So I have no chance.
None.
A fortune in jewels is the lure in Happy New Year this New Year's Eve at 9.
On Thames now, Joan Rivers heads the cast of our film, How to Murder a Millionaire.
Movies on Thames for 92. Cruise in Cocktail.
You ready for the big-time young Mr. Flanagan?
I think I can handle it.
You get the women, you get the bucks. Boy, oh boy, you've got them. Stick with me, son. I'll make you a star.
Let's do it. Let's really do it.
Then there's Mick Dundee, too.
Don't try to stop me.
I don't want to stop you. I just want to get past.
What?
Oh, excuse me.
What's he like in bed? I don't know. He still sleeps on the floor.
Fishy business for Richard Dreyfuss and Emilio Estevez.
Nothing going on here. Just some dull old police work.
Oh, I love my job so much.
Cops, get out of the house.
I'm a detective.
Get out of the house.
I really got you thinking now, don't I? No funny stuff. No funny stuff. Okay, right. Got it.
Great movies for the new season on Thames.
Following the news next this afternoon, there's cartoon fun with Mickey Mouse, followed by a film Runaway at 3:45.
Oh, did you? Really, really?
18 months.
We only had 5 days. We had no idea how large France was.
Fairies at the bottom of our garden.
Look. We were supposed to drive to Calais, but when we...
Sony's smallest camcorder. Picture quality you won't believe.
As the snow falls, so do C&A's prices, some to half price. C&A's Great Winter Sale starts Saturday, 28th of December. Shake yourself, pick up a bargain.
Did you know that if you shut your doors, you shut out fire for up to 20 minutes? So don't leave your doors open, and don't let the fire be your fault.
Well, Margaret, the sale's going well?
Absolutely, Mr. Loveday.
Just remember that you're shopping in a store that has been lopping prices on a host of famous names. A sale that's unsurpassed, all these bargains cannot last. You can't afford to miss the fun and games. Come and have a gaze around a range that will amaze. These bargains, they are sure to suit all sorts. So if you're seeking savings, doing deals or cutting costs, I sincerely hope to see you all in court.
Not if I see him first.
Separate detergent and softener could mean spending more than you need. Stop. Why buy two? Just buy Bold. It's where the smart money goes.
The Old England coach is laden and ready to bring you the cream of British sherry. Old England, the cream of British sherry.
Just look what's down at Do It All now. Black & Decker paint stripper down £2, Dulux gloss down £1.50, Dulux undercoat down £1.50, 3 brush set down £1, basin taps down 3, pine doors down 10, bathroom cabinet down 10, loft ladder down 10, Victoria bathroom suite down £100, plus a free £5 gift voucher for every £25 you spend.
It's down at Do It All. Why aren't you?
I don't suppose you have a copy of Fly Fishing by J.R. Hartley.
Townsend.
Hello, you know the Hornby 00 model railway?
Yeah.
Do you have an R186 signal box?
Ted should be taking it easy at his time of life, not working himself to the bone, unless for the garden.
You can't possibly wear that old thing. You must buy a new one.
You're right. Good old Yellow Pages. We're not just there for the nasty things in life, like a leaky roof. We can help with the nice things, too.
You do? Oh, that's wonderful. Can you keep it for me?
Great! They've got one, Mum.
I'm looking for a Panama, size 7. You have? Marvellous.
Would this be any use?
Oh. Good old Yellow Pages.
My name, oh yes, it's J.R. Hartley.
This New Year's Eve on Thames, get dancing in the street with the Bill.
Bunch of flipping school kids, eh?
Sheffield wants us to nick a body for them. Any takers?
Now look, Sarge, don't land us with another job. It's New Year's Eve. I want out of here at 5 o'clock. I've got a very pressing engagement.
Give it the uniform, Ted. Compliments of the season.
And Uniform are only too happy to oblige. The Bill break into the new year with a special hour-long episode, New Year's Eve at 8 o'clock.
Good afternoon. Rescue officials in Sweden say it's a miracle that no one was killed in this morning's air crash near Stockholm. A Swedish airliner with 129 people on board lost power at 2,000 feet and broke into 3 pieces as it crashed into a field. Only 40 people were injured. Many of the others were still sitting safely in their seats when rescuers arrived.
Aerial pictures show just how close the airliner came to total destruction, as its pilot brought the plane down in a skidding emergency landing just yards clear of a dense forest. In just 3 minutes, the plane plummeted to earth from 2,000 feet. Moments earlier, the pilot radioed a distress call. He warned that his 8-month-old plane was icing up and had lost power to both engines. The aircraft cracked apart into 3 sections, but astonishingly no one died. 42 people were hurt, some seriously, but most were able to walk to safety. As rescuers checked their names against the flight list, they could hardly believe their luck.
If you go over there and take a look, it's miraculous. The treetops slowed the plane's speed and then brought it down in the field so that it didn't crash. It's as if it landed with God's help.
Today, air safety experts are praising the cool courage of the pilot. But the main reason no one died was that 7 tons of fuel failed to ignite when the plane hit the ground.
Shoppers have been warned to be wary of so-called bargains in the post-Christmas sales. The Labour Party claims that some stores are making deliberately misleading offers. Labour wants the law changed to give bargain hunters better protection.
Thousands of shoppers are out looking for bargains in the sales today. Many will become unwitting victims of bogus price-cutting tactics. Often reductions are advertised from an original retail price which never existed. DTI officials have monitored fraudulent sales practices. They've recommended action to tighten up the law, which the government's ignored, according to Labour.
The practices like talking about recommended retail prices, pre-sale prices, introductory offers, when there is no genuine bargain, should be outlawed.
At one leading store whose sale began today, managers denied that price cuts were misleading.
We don't do that. I mean, we sometimes get special offers from our suppliers, our normal suppliers, because they've over-manufactured and they're prepared to reduce the cost to us, and therefore we buy the items in and sell them on to the customer at a lower price, but that's the nearest we get to that sort of thing.
The advice to customers is look hard at the fine print of the sale prices before buying.
The Libyan leader, Colonel Gaddafi, has insisted that the 2 men accused of the Lockerbie bombing are innocent. In an interview with ITN's Norman Rees, he said he would never send the men for trial in Britain or America.
They can come and participate in the hearing of the trial. Both America, Britain, and all, they can come and see the trial as going on with regard to these 2 men. They can even bring independent judges to handle the case.
The world of racing has been paying tribute to Desert Orchid. The horse fell heavily at Kempton yesterday. This morning his owner said he was retiring. An announcement said simply, Desi's years have caught up with him.
This was to be Desert Orchid's last race, ending one of racing's greatest careers. He was trying for an unprecedented 5th win in the King George VI Chase at Kempton Park, but at the 3rd from the last fence on the home stretch, Desi took a crushing fall. He managed to get up and cantered home safely, completing a last lonely gallop to the finish line, usually to a reception reserved for the winner. Desert Orchid was the punter's favourite, as much for his personality as for his winning style. But at the age of 12, even his strongest supporters felt that yesterday's race took too much out of him.
Desert Orchid almost always ran in front. He used to sail along, attacking the obstacles without a care in the world. He's done us proud, and thank God, he's retired in one piece.
I'll be back with the news at 5:40. Have a good afternoon.
Good afternoon from the Thames newsroom. The region's stores are banking on a sales bonanza to make up for poor pre-Christmas trade when many shops reported desperately disappointing turnovers. Prices have been slashed and hopes are now pinned on bargain hunters to improve fortunes.
There was little to lift the high street gloom this morning, as even the promise of prices cut by half or even more failed to attract the queues. At Selfridges, traditionally a crowd puller, the first to arrive left it as late as 6 o'clock.
Well, I was surprised that there was no queue.
What do you put it down to?
Because there's so many other sales on this morning.
Nobody's got money. I think that's all there is to it.
The stores are relying on customers to spend in the sales to make up for a dismal Christmas. But the signs are, even today's discounts aren't tempting enough.
There is money in people's pockets, but I think they're not too anxious to spend it at the moment. There's a spectre of unemployment around. Who knows what's going to happen in the first half of next year? Certainly it doesn't look as though things are going to get any better, and they're probably frightened of spending their money.
Meanwhile, a retired solicitor's clerk is going to court to challenge the government's stance on Sunday trading. Roy Eady from Harrow in northwest London wants a judicial review in the High Court to try to compel authorities to enforce laws against shops opening on that day.
As part of his high-profile campaign against Sunday opening, Mr. Eady, who's 66, has taken a packet of biscuits from major chain stores every Sunday for the last month without paying. He's then returned the next day with the money, claiming he can't be charged for it on an illegal trading day. On Monday, he'll apply to the High Court for a judicial review to force the government to crack down. The Attorney General's taken no action since May, when the House of Lords referred the illegal trading conviction of DIY giant B&Q to the European Court. Mr. Eady wants him to speed up the process.
I think that the Family Sunday is important, but far transcending that particular issue is the rule of law, and if we can pick and choose which laws we observe, then we have anarchy.
The London police sergeant shot while on routine patrol is in intensive care after suffering partial kidney failure. 35-year-old Alan Jones had a relapse on Christmas Day. A spokesman for the Royal London Hospital in Whitechapel said he's progressing as well as can be expected. The officer was shot in the hip while questioning 2 men in Paddington on December the 19th. 2 men were charged with attempted murder and remanded in custody. Journalists made redundant by the European newspaper have been told they won't get jobs or compensation from Mirror Group newspapers. About 70 staff were laid off by the Holborn-based weekly paper after the collapse of Robert Maxwell's empire. They claimed their contracts were with MGN, but MGN lawyers have now told them that the group isn't liable to pay them anything. Battersea Dogs Home says the message that the gift of a dog is for life appears to have got through this year. It's reported a sharp drop in the number of animals abandoned over the holiday, but the rescue centre still has 670 hounds hoping for new homes. Now a look at the Thames weather. Tonight dry with clear periods, though there will be some patches of fog, the overnight low 0 Celsius. And the weekend, Saturday bright with some sunshine, the high 8 Celsius. Sunday similar to Saturday with frost and fog at first. That's all. Have a good weekend.
This New Year's Day on Thames, watch out for the return of that scourge of blue three-wheelers everywhere. The one and only Mr. Bean. Join him at the dentist. And on a particularly violent picnic. Catch up with him on Thames this New Year's Day at 8.
This Friday afternoon here on Thames continues now with cartoon fun with Mickey Mouse on ice.
Next Monday at 8 on Thames, the festive cheer continues with Des O'Connor and his guests, Ken Dodd.
Did you know that chickens can't see in the dark? That's why you have to have a light on in the oven.
There's music from Sarah Brightman. Catch up with ice dancers Jane Torval and Christopher Dean. All this and Lisa Stansfield.
Next this afternoon, 200 passengers are about to experience a train journey with a difference.
Hello, I'm a wide-mouthed frog, and I just love yummy Maltesers. I roll them round till the chocolate melts.
Hello, I'm an alligator. I love to crunch Maltesers. Oh, that light honeycomb centre surrounded by thick milk chocolate surrounded by wide-mouthed frog.
You don't say.
Maltesers, the lighter way to enjoy chocolate.
Rush down to the August sale now. What? You'll be amazed at what we've reduced.
Because you don't like to keep the dog you love waiting for his Caesar, all our cans now come with a new easy open lid.
In the magnet sale, all kitchen and bedroom cabinets are half price. Why compromise when you can magnetize?
Heartburn, acid indigestion, trapped wind. Now you can relieve 3 kinds of indigestion with new Andrews antacid tablets. They fizz pleasantly on the tongue and neutralize stomach acid so effectively, just 2 tablets can neutralize the acid in 5 whole lemons. When it comes to the acid test, new Andrews antacid tablets help relieve 3 kinds of indigestion.
Suck 'em and see.
This little charmer...
We don't steal and we don't break any laws.
...is the world's smallest con artist. Now Curly Sue goes from the poorhouse to the penthouse. She's gonna get what she deserves, a family. From director John Hughes, creator of Home Alone, Curly Sue, in the West End and across London now.
Yes, red is compulsory. Last time someone wore white, it took 3 weeks to find him on this tablecloth.
Not just white, Persil white.
When we get a cold, we most likely get a bunged up nose or a sore throat. But all too often we get both together, double trouble. And that's precisely why lockets have a double action.
On the outside, menthol to help clear your nose and let you breathe more easily. Inside, a liquid center to soothe your throat.
Making you feel altogether human again.
So for double trouble, double action lockets help clear your nose and soothe your throat.
In the world of Whirlpool, there's a revolutionary new microwave cooker. It lets you cook things you'd never normally cook in a microwave because it has a unique crisp plate that makes food crispy underneath. Its waves come from the bottom as well as the top, so it cooks food thoroughly and superbly all the way through. Ideal for crispy bacon, pizzas, French fries. The new crisp microwave from Whirlpool. You'll get a lot more out of it. Whirlpool brings quality to life.
up the old year with Thames. At 8, they're celebrating early.
A bunch of flipping school kids, huh?
But this time, the bill are on the receiving end. At 9 in Happy New Year, a fortune in diamonds attracts the attention of a heavily disguised Peter Falk.
Here's a stick-up!
And at 10:50, Get Down and Out in Beverly Hills.
I ate garbage last night, Barbara, and I loved it.
Great! You can have garbage for dinner tonight, too!
New Year's Eve on Thames.
On Thames now, high-speed drama in our film Runaway.
Next Monday on Thames, a bizarre movie premiere. Meet the man who'll put the life into afterlife.
It's showtime.
Learn to throw your voice. Fool your friends. Fun and party.
Not bad.
This is amazing.
I'm the ghost with the most in.
Michael Keaton is Beetlejuice next Monday at 9.
Next today, Karen and Sophie are certainly in the doghouse in Home and Away.
This New Year's Day on Thames, watch out for the return of that scourge of blue three-wheelers everywhere. The one and only, Mr. Bean. Join him at the dentist. And on a particularly violent picnic. Catch up with him on Thames this New Year's Day at 8.
It's more than a boat show. It's Guernsey in town, a marina and castle and fashion on show. It's the thrill of the daring, the sound of the drums, the song of the sea. It's the power of the bluebird and sailors of yore. Windsurfing excitement and holiday dreams. It's magic. It's the biggest ever London boat show. Bring the family. 2 children free.
Right, I want you to run along that girder, swing on the chain, drop through the skylight, and grab the bag from the car. And I want you to get me a Burger King flame-grilled hamburger, fries, and a large Coke.
You got it.
You want a hamburger flame grilled? You got it. You want a Whopper? You got it. You want chicken flame grilled? You got it. A double cheeseburger with bacon? A real Coke? You got it. You want a spicy bean burger? You got it. You want breakfast? You got it. You want him to do it again? You kidding?
As they say, BK, you got it.
Hulk Hogan, Christopher Lloyd, Suburban Commando.
How do you know which ones are the right ones?
You have to squeeze it a bit.
Rated PG.
Imagine if you'd never felt a snowflake. Imagine if you'd never tasted butter.
Mama.
Mama?
Anna.
Mama?
Mama.
Mama?
Mama.
Mama.
Marmite is made with yeast, one of the richest natural sources of B vitamins. Marmite, her mate, your mate, mates for life.
Rush down to the August sale now. What? You'll be amazed at what we've reduced.
In the world of Whirlpool, kitchen appliances are built in beautifully. The Whirlpool built-in collection brings quality to life.
Did you get a video game for Christmas? Did you get any game cartridges to play on it? Well, get down to Toys R Us for the world's biggest range of video games.
Oh, no. How am I supposed to get to the West End now?
Stand aside, ma'am. This is a job for Supercar.
Is it a train? Is it a tube? Is it a bus? Yes.
Oh, thank
Don't thank me, ma'am. Thank Supercar.
The one-day travel card. Half tube, half train, half bus.
Look what's down at Do It All now. Pine doors down £10. Door handles half price. Crown emulsion down 3. Polycleanse down £1. Crystal wall tiles down 2. Fiji bathroom suite down 50. Blown vinyl down 2. Bath taps down 5. Smoke alarm down 2. Cladding down 5. Plus a free £5 gift voucher for every £25 you spend.
It's down at Do It All. Why aren't you?
New Year's Eve on Thames. Get down and out in Beverly Hills with Richard Dreyfuss, Bette Midler and Nick Nolte. Join them at 10:50 New Year's Eve. Movies on Thames for 92. Cruise in Cocktail.
Are you ready for the big-time young Mr. Flanagan?
I think I can handle it.
You get the women, you get the bucks. Boy, oh boy, you've got them. Stick with me, son, I'll make you a star.
Let's do it. Let's really do it.
Then there's Mick Dundee, too.
Don't try to stop me.
I don't want to stop you, I just want to get past.
What?
Oh, excuse me.
What's he like in bed? I don't know. He still sleeps on the floor.
Fishy business for Richard Dreyfuss and Emilio Estevez.
Nothing going on here. Just some dull old police work. Oh, I love my job so much. Cop, get out of the house. I'm a detective. Get out of the house. I really got you thinking now, don't I?
No funny stuff.
No funny stuff. Okay,
Right.
got it.
Great movies for the new season on Thames.
Now, just before we head to Summer Bay, a reminder that Monday's Home and Away can be seen at 1:10 and 6 o'clock.
You know we belong together, you and I forever and ever, no matter where you are, you're my guiding star.
And from the very first moment I saw you, I never felt such emotion. What can I do just to know you are there?
Hold me in your arms, don't let me go. I want to stay forever, home and away, with you each day. Let me be the one that you turn to,
Someone you can rely on.
closer each day, home and away.
Don't miss Motormouth tomorrow morning at 9:25.
know we belong together, you and I forever and ever, no matter where you are, you're my guiding star.
And from the very first moment I saw you, I never felt such emotion. I'm walking on air just to know you are there. Hold me in your arms.
Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way.
A Disney classic, Saturday at 5:25 on ITV.
It's supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious. If you say it loud enough, you'll always sound precocious. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
In a moment, we join Fiona Armstrong at ITN to catch up with the early evening news.
Clifford, I've been looking for you.
Sorry, Snaps, I gotta fast forward.
How about a Burger King Kids Club meal with a chipmunk?
You got it.
A different chipmunk character in the bag every week.
You got it.
Snaps!
You got it.
We've all got it. When the chipmunks are at Burger King.
All upholstery reduced.
Furniture land sale.
All beds reduced.
Furniture land sale.
All furniture reduced.
Furniture land sale.
Phone 0800 100 333.
In the world of Whirlpool, built-in kitchens have a hidden beauty. Fridge freezers are frost-free. Dishwashers are designed to be neither seen nor heard. Ovens also microwave. Hobs have instant heat. There's even ice on tap. And all built in beautifully. The Whirlpool built-in collection brings quality to life.
There's nothing like a real fire.
The very best of Tina Turner. 18 classic tracks on one long play album. Simply Tina, simply the best.
Hulk Hogan, Christopher Lloyd, Suburban Commando.
How do you know which ones are the right ones?
You have to squeeze it a bit.
Rated PG.
I don't think you want us lot turning up at your place in the middle of the night. So don't overload your plugs. Don't let a fire be your fault.
Meet Jim. He wanted a Black & Decker cordless hammer drill for Christmas, but he didn't get one. He was also hoping for a Black & Decker super power driver. No luck there either. And he dropped enough hints for a Black & Decker swing-handled paint stripper, but no, not a sausage. Never mind, Jim. Now's the best time to go and do it yourself. Nice jumper, Jimmy. Should keep you warm on the way down to the shops. Black & Decker, we've got what you really wanted for Christmas.
Hi, I'm Tony Blackburn. Why do they call Capital Gold the Station of the Stars? Well, let's take a look. Every day on Capital Gold, you can tune into your favorites, like Jimmy Savile, Paul Burnett, David Hamilton, Dave Cash, and of course, Kenny Everett. So, for good, clean fun and stacks of your favorite oldies, give us a try.
Reach for the stars. Tune into 1548 AM Capital Gold. Where else? London's all-time great music station.
The battle for the Heart Empire reaches a climax tonight.
So you remain a mystery.
What you see is what you get, Mrs. O'Neill.
Got her. Oh, I've waited for this. I don't think I've ever thanked anyone for saving my life.
It's all part of the service.
Oh, how I waited for it!
Starring Anthony Hopkins, the dramatic conclusion of Barbara Taylor Bradford's To Be the Best. Tonight at 10:20 on ITV.
You're watching London Weekend Television, where now we go over to the studios of ITN for the news.
"129 survive plane crash. Witnesses say it's a miracle. Shoppers are warned about bogus sales bargains. Botham break-in. Was it a set-up? And Desi to retire. It's official. Good afternoon. 129 people survived a plane crash in Sweden today. Witnesses say it was a miracle. The SAS MD-80 broke into 3 pieces after hitting trees and crash landing in a field. 21 people were injured, 1 seriously, but most passengers were able to walk away from the wreckage. The crash happened shortly after the plane left Stockholm bound for Copenhagen. It came down at Kotrora, 15 kilometres north of Arlanda Airport.
The passengers clearly owed their lives to the Danish pilot. He managed to crash land the plane on an ice-hardened clearing rather than in the dense forest that surrounds it. It was desperately close, with the crippled plane hitting treetops before reaching the clearing. Once on the ground, it skidded to a halt in the snow in 100 yards. The fuselage cracked into 3 pieces, a wing was torn off, but the 7 tons of fuel didn't explode. Before the crash landing, the pilot had reported that both engines had failed and there was ice on the wings. The plane had left Stockholm Airport shortly before 8 this morning, en route for Copenhagen and Warsaw, but the flight lasted only 3 minutes. The plane came down from 2,000 feet, but miraculously none of the 129 people on board were killed. Only one was seriously injured, but most simply walked away from the crash to a nearby village, where rescuers checked their names against a flight list and a survivor told what had happened.
If you go over there and take a look, it's miraculous. The treetops slowed the plane's speed and then brought it down in the field so that it didn't crash. It's as if it landed with God's help.
And tonight, the pilot himself said that he was helped to land the plane and passengers safely because it was Christmas. I tried to glide as far as possible, the pilot said. I was grabbing trees to slow down the aircraft. Passengers said there'd been no panic, only quiet as the plane dropped slowly.
Shoppers at the post-Christmas sales were warned today to watch out for bargain offers that aren't what they seem. Labour claims that some stores are making deliberately misleading claims and says the law should be changed.
Thousands of shoppers were out looking for bargains in the sales today. Many have become unwitting victims of bogus price-cutting tactics. Often reductions are advertised from an original retail price which never existed. The rule requiring a price to be charged for 28 days before discounts are made can be exploited. For example, a product worth £40 might be put on sale at £60 in just one store in a chain. After 28 days, all the stores across the country advertise a discount from £60 to £40. A DTI working party has recommended there should be tougher regulations to prevent fraudulent sales. A report's on its way to ministers. But Labour says the government should have acted sooner.
The government have had the chance to take action. They should have done so long ago. We've even had delays this year, and we now enter New Year sales with the customer inadequately protected against these misleading claims.
A leading store with the sale today denied its discount prices were misleading, but agreed there was a general problem which needed to be tackled.
Well, I certainly believe that anything that makes shopping easier for the customer has got to be a good thing.
Would you actually welcome tightening up of the law on this?
I think yes. Basically, we don't want to take advantage of our customers. We want them to know what they're buying and to get a fair deal.
Customers preparing to queue for sales over the next few days are advised look at the fine print of the prices before buying.
Rebel troops in Georgia today captured the Republic's KGB headquarters and set it on fire. They freed a jailed opposition leader who later turned up at a rally in the capital Tbilisi. Georgia's President Gamsahurdia is still barricaded inside his parliament building.
The headquarters of the Georgia KGB burn out of control. 8 political prisoners held in the cells are now free, including the leader of the opposition, Georgia's President Gamsahurdia. Opposition gunmen now